Yes, good morning, everybody. And I thought because I didn't get to explain this in one of the sections of the class, and also there was a few people out in the other section of the class, and we're still dragging some of these week one projects in the first class. So I thought I'd go ahead and make a quick talk about this final project video. So I'm going to do a quick little walkthrough of the final project here and kind of give you an idea of what's due first and then how we're going to take a look at it. This is going to be review for the first class because I got through this before I had to depart last week. But the second class that was actually slated for that Friday. So we'll just go ahead and kind of go through this through this. So what we have here due for next week for since I moved the weeks is this aspect of the final project. Okay. Um, so the final project is a combination of many things. But the first part of it is you're going to actually select a group of these countries. Now, I chose these countries. If you've got another set of countries that you'd like to compare, I'm happy with that. Just shoot me an email, let me know which ones you're going to do to make sure that there's enough stuff there to compare. For the parts of this project in 2 and 3, yes, for the first one part of this will take about 3 pages. And what we're looking at is I'm looking at you to identify their political and economic systems in each one of these countries. Okay, so you'll start out with a little bit of an intro saying, this is kind of why I wanted to look at these countries. And then the second part of this is just going into the details of the political and economic systems, which we've already kind of covered earlier in the term. So you'll start to pick one of these pairs or another pair that you would like that you've emailed me. And this is things like where they're at, what's the GDP of the country, where's the country economically now, what trade organizations does it belong to, these are just some of the examples of talking about the political and economic systems. And what you'll do is put the political and economic systems together. You'll have some references, make sure that your references are in the APA format. And you're going to be seeing me give a lot of feedback in this first one anyway, because we got to, I want you guys on the right track for the sections. So for next week, because I switched weeks, this will be due by September 30th. So if what we'll do is we'll take a look at that is next Friday. It is an unusual due date, so I can start to work on these over the weekend and get them graded. Also, you'll see part 2 is coming up right after the midterm. And part 2 is a continuation of part 1. So what you'll do is you've got your history in part 1, your political economic systems, and then my feedback. And I'll be looking for you incorporating my feedback into part 2. And then part 2, we start to concentrate on these cultural implications, environmental and social areas, entrance strategies. Okay, and those are all things that we're going to be talking about in some great depth as we come up here over the next couple weeks. And then the last part of this is going to be when we take a look at this, which will be due in week 13 for week 15, okay, is the final project, the first week of that. And then that will include parts 1 and 2, okay? And then we're going to get down to things like the supply chain, economics and finance, human resources, and then the big key is the summary here. What you're really looking forward to in the summary is this aspect of, would you do the business in one of these 3 types of areas? Would you do business in neither country? Would you do business in one or both of the countries? Or would you do business one or the other country or both countries? Okay. And then you're going to provide probably a 2-page, should be a minimum of 2-page analysis, bringing all your research together as to justify what decision you made here. And these are justifying your conclusions from all your research that you put into this. So, and you may find that due to several factors, you're choosing not to do business with either one of those countries if you were an American business. If you guys have any questions on this, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to explain further, and we can definitely move forward with starting this type of project. I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys all soon.